even though we know that some pigs became infected with the virus. So there's no reason to believe that this will be any different.
The things going on.
They don't have many pigs infected. We are working with these other two organisations, the other UN family organisations and the countries at the moment to mount emergency responses in 7 to 10 countries. I mean, this is, you've got to understand, this is evolving. We're working on this at the moment. We're starting to mobilise people to the countries, and we'll be mobilising resources. FAO has already released something like $1.6 million for projects. Okay.
Vendors across the city are raking in the profits.
Business is much better than usual. Customers are tending to buy higher quality pork.
Major food markets are currently carrying out strict disinfection measures to make sure all the food they sell is safe to eat. Meanwhile, pork and seafood
It's difficult because we really don't know how many people were on the sands. On good days, there's been in excess of 150, 200 people working out in this area. The figures that we were quoted last night when we tried to interview and speak with the police, we were thinking maybe 13 to 26, maybe still outstanding. Very difficult to assess the situation because the people that we have been speaking to were Chinese and didn't speak very good English. We had to have an interpreter.
Well, I think the fishing operation out there, because of its size now, it needs to be dealt with in the same way that you would deal with a large number of people working in a factory or working in an office. There's no control of the number of people that go out there. We don't know how many we're dealing with. I mean, there are around 300 people a day out there, but the figure could be 290, it could be 320. And when something like this happens, it's important that you know how many people you're actually looking for, what the number is.
Morecambe Bay is a public fishery, so just about anybody can come down on the beach and gather cockles, and we estimated that the cockle bed that was opened at the beginning of December, that there was £6 to £8 million worth of cockles just lying in the middle of Morecambe Bay, and of course that does attract many people. We've had hundreds of people here. At this spot, the Chinese people only really turned up in the last week or so. And in particular, I'd like to see some action taken against the gang masters who really exploit these poor people. Those people that lost their lives last night weren't just victims of Morecambe Bay, they were victims of exploitation. They were working probably for very, very little money, working in very dangerous and difficult conditions. It's freezing cold here. Can you imagine what it must have been like